The relationship between pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development, creating bridges in education, podcast 236 by Dr. William Anderson Gittins, D.D., copyright 2025, Volume 1, ISBN 979-889-480-6570. Welcome to podcast 236, where today we explore the intricate relationship between pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development. This topic is central to our evolving understanding of education and the role it plays in shaping not only academic achievement, but also the values and character of students. I am your host, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, D.D., and in this episode, we'll dive into how cultural perspectives influence pedagogy and ultimately cognitive growth. So, as we delve deeper into the subject of education as an interdisciplinary thinker and practitioner, I've had the privilege of working at the intersection of pedagogy, media, theology, and culture. That said, let me also start by discussing something close to my heart: community empowerment and the role of digital technology, since it is shaping our educational landscape. What I have discovered is that the relationship between these domains is more than theoretical. It's something that affects the way we teach and learn on a very practical level. Understanding how culture influences educational practices can help create more successful teaching strategies that are culturally sensitive and align with students' lived experiences. Effective teaching in different cultural contexts, N.D. Alexander, 2001-2016. Let's begin by looking at the connection between cognitive development and academic work. Understanding how cognitive processes are influenced by both education and culture is key to building better learning environments. The four pedagogical lessons serve as critical tools for educators to reflect on their teaching practices include the autobiographical lens, emphasizes the teacher's personal experiences. The student lens gathers feedback from students for responsiveness. The peer lens highlights insights from colleagues, and the theoretical lens applies established theories to enhance teaching methods. Together, these lenses foster improved and equitable educational practices. ehall.myblog.arts.ac.uk. Cognitive development and the role of academic work. Academic success hinges on several cognitive processes. Academic success hinges on several cognitive processes, including memory, problem solving, and reasoning skills. Science News Today 2021. Through academic assignments and intellectual engagement, students exercise these cognitive muscles, which are essential for grasping complex ideas and concepts. As we know, cognitive development is not just a passive reception of information, it's an active process of building neural connections and reinforcing existing ones. According to recent findings, the brain's ability to adapt to new information is governed by neuroplasticity, which allows for the creation of new neural pathways. Science News Today 2021. This has profound implications for how we structure education and learning experiences. The more we understand about the brain's capacity to change, the more we can design educational practices that maximize cognitive growth and learning retention. For instance, studies show that memory and attention are critical for academic achievement, and distractions can impede these cognitive functions. Springer, 2024. Creating an environment where students can focus and retain information is therefore just as important as delivering content in a compelling way. Additionally, cognitive skills such as working memory, the ability to hold and manipulate information in the brain are linked to better academic performance. Science News Today, 2021. In addition, here's the catch. Technology alone isn't a magic pill, especially in the context of education. As I argue in my work, while digital technologies hold tremendous potential, their benefits are often limited when communities, especially marginalized ones, NCBI, NLM.nih.gov, are excluded from the conversation. Gittins, 2025. Without the active participation of these communities, digital tools risk perpetuating existing disparities rather than alleviating them. Integrating pedagogy, culture, and spiritual growth. As educators, we are not merely concerned with knowledge transfer, we are also invested in the holistic development of our students. This is where the intersection of pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development becomes particularly significant. The Bible offers a unique lens through which we can integrate intellectual and spiritual growth in the classroom. Matthew 28:19-20, James 3:1, Colossians 3:16, 2 Timothy 3:16-17, and Proverbs 1:7. These scriptures emphasize the importance of shaping students' minds and spirits for a well-rounded educational experience. By aligning educational practices with biblical principles, teachers can create a learning environment that nurtures both cognitive and development and moral character. The gospel teaches us that true learning involves not only the acquisition of knowledge, but the development of wisdom and ethical responsibility. The Gospel Coalition, 2021. This framework can help teachers encourage students to grow not only in academic knowledge, but also in their commitment to ethical living and social responsibility. Creating educational bridges through pedagogical lenses. Now, let's move from theory to application. How do we take this understanding of pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development and apply it in a way that promotes inclusivity and empathy in the classroom? The concept I'm proposing here is the use of pedagogical lenses. Similar to how lenses shape the way we see the world, these pedagogical lenses can help us understand and address the diverse needs of students by focusing on culture, cognitive development, and moral formation. Drawing inspiration from linguistic theory, I liken pedagogical lenses to a portmanteau, a term created by blending two distinct ideas or concepts to form something new and functional. Wikipedia, ND, Merriam-Webster, ND, Britannica, ND. Just as words like smog and motel are created by blending two concepts, we can combine cognitive development and cultural understanding into a new pedagogical approach that breaks down barriers between students and educators. The integration of these perspectives allows for the development of a more inclusive an empathetic educational environment. This approach has a linguistic analogy to contamination, a term used in linguistics to describe when two similar words combine. Morogova 2018. In pedagogy, the contamination of cultural and cognitive theories allows us to build bridges of understanding between diverse student populations. The power of digital collaboration. But let's not just talk theory. Let's look at the real-world examples. What is the power of digital collaboration? It's in the stories of communities overcoming geographical barriers, as I've seen firsthand in my research. One example I share in my latest publication, the relationship between pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development, building bridges in education. Copyright 2025, Volume 1, ISBN 979-8898-4806-570, is how local communities in remote areas of Africa have used digital platforms to connect with health care providers even during pandemic. telehealth.hhs.gov. Through collective digital collaboration, they were able to share medical resources and expertise, drastically improving healthcare access. Gittins 2025. This is the power of community engagement and digital technology working hand in hand. Practical strategies for implementing pedagogical lenses. Now that we have laid the theoretical groundwork, let's turn to some practical strategies that can help educators implement these pedagogical lenses in their classroom. Encourage open dialogue. Create a safe and open environment where students feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings. This can foster a sense of community and understanding among students from different backgrounds. UNESCO 2019. Use storytelling. Stories are powerful tools for promoting empathy and understanding by incorporating narratives that highlight the value of building bridges. Educators can help students appreciate diverse perspectives and learn the importance of kindness and connection. Staying Alive 2021. Active community involvement. Now, some of you might be wondering, can't technology simply make things better on its own? It's a reasonable question, given the promises of digital advancements. But here's the catch. Technology alone isn't a magic pill, especially in the context of education. As I argue in my work, while digital technologies hold tremendous potential, their benefits are often limited when communities, especially marginalized ones, ncbi.nlm.nih.gov, are excluded from the conversation. Gittins 2025. Without the active participation of these communities, digital tools risk perpetuating existing disparities rather than alleviating them. Promote restorative justice. Implementing restorative justice practices in schools can help students learn responsibility and repair relationships. This approach not only addresses behavioral issues, but also promotes a culture of accountability and healing. Walden University 2012. Celebrate diversity. Recognizing and celebrating the diverse cultural backgrounds and experiences of students can help build an inclusive environment where every student feels valued. When students see their own cultures reflected in the curriculum, they are more likely to engage and succeed academically. Church of Jesus Christ 2019. These strategies align with the goal of fostering connections among students and educators and building a classroom culture based on understanding, inclusivity, and empathy. Conclusion. So, as I draw this discussion to a close, I want to remind you of one essential point. Despite the potential of digital technologies, Their true value is unlocked only when we foster active community participation. Whether we are talking about education, healthcare, or social development, the role of local involvement cannot be overstated. It's about building bridges in education, using technology as a tool to enhance, not replace, the vital role of culture and community in cognitive development. Gittins 2025. Despite this, there's a strong correlation between pedagogy, culture, and cognitive development. By blending these elements, educators can create more effective and inclusive learning environments that support not only academic growth, but also moral and spiritual development. By adopting pedagogical lenses that incorporate cultural and cognitive theories, we can begin to break down the walls that divide us and build bridges of understanding and empathy. As we look ahead, I encourage you to consider how you can incorporate these strategies into your own teaching practice, whether you are working with students from diverse cultural backgrounds or simply seeking to improve your teaching effectiveness. The integration of these perspectives can help create a more holistic and impactful learning experience. From the picturesque island of Barbados, which offer stunning sceneries, I, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, DD, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Podcast 236. It has been a true pleasure to share these thoughts with you today, and I hope you leave this episode with a renewed sense of purpose to continue exploring how we can use digital technology to truly make a difference, especially for those who need it most. I look forward to exploring more ideas with you in future episodes. Until then, let's continue to build bridges in education. God bless.